A Grand Rapids jury has found Joseph McIntyre guilty of a series of arsons that plagued parts of Grand Rapids and Kentwood in the summer of 2010.
McIntyre faces up to 40 years in prison when he's sentenced December 13th. 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFergie caught up with one of the people who decided McIntyre's fate. Joe?
Yeah, McIntyre's lawyer used an insanity defense, but the jury foreman says he and the other jurors were convinced that McIntyre knew exactly what he was doing.
The 24-year-old wept as verdicts for the 12 counts, including arson and home invasion, were read.
Guilty of arson of a dwelling house.
McIntyre's attorney had asked jurors to consider an insanity defense.
Certainly was part of our discussion. We, given the definition of the law, didn't feel like it really applied to him.
Chad asked us not to use his last name. He served as jury foreman in the case and gave us some rare insight into a jury's decision.
We had a difficult time doing it. You know, we felt at the end of the day, I think we just felt like he had control over what he was doing, and that's why we did it.
Chad says McIntyre's confession, recorded by investigators, was just one piece of evidence that helped jurors reach their decision.
Safe to say there were several tipping points.
In all, 12 garages were set fire between July and October of 2010. Many of those garages were attached to occupied homes. Experts brought in by the defense claim physical and mental abuse and other issues that started when McIntyre was a child and continued when he was a young adult resulted in major depressive disorder. As a result, McIntyre's lawyer argued he could not control his fire-setting habit, even though McIntyre told investigators that on a number of occasions he walked away from potential targets without setting them on fire.
We felt like he knew what he was doing. He knew the difference between right and wrong. That's ultimately what led us to where we are.
And McIntyre will be back on court on December 13th for sentencing.